Happy Wednesday, everybody. Getting ready for slow and simple yoga here, starting in just 2 minutes. Our lovely quarantine live stream. But what a fantastic opportunity to be able to relax at home. How many times have we said after class, why don't we have bunk beds here? So now you'll be able to roll off of your mat and roll into your bed and have just a fantastic night of sleep. Have a blanket handy. Have wall space handy. We're going to go into our favorite legs up the wall home style. If you don't have wall space handy, you can also just grab a chair or something that you can put your feet up on when the time comes. Otherwise, I'll meet you here in just a minute for class to start. Have a blanket, have wall space, and if there's anybody in your house that needs to calm and stress less, invite them into your class tonight with you. And one of the interesting benefits of this social isolation that we're going through is that all of these classes now are going to be online for you whenever you need them, whenever you can't make it to class on your regular night, or whenever you just need to stress a little less and we don't have class in session, you'll be able to come back to your favorites and take them over and over again. And I just am really pleased to be able to do that and to join the ranks of all of these beautiful teachers who are offering their talents online everywhere. So I can hear the church bells outside telling me it is 7 o'clock, time to start class. We'll start off right here in lightning bolt pose. If this doesn't work for your knees or your ankles, you can go ahead and come down to easy pose. You can even grab a chair. Since we're at home, you can grab a chair, make yourself comfortable. Have it be a harder chair, like a kitchen chair without arms instead of an armchair, all cushy. You might fall asleep. You can pad up with your blanket if you'd like, just kneeling on top of it or sitting on top of it. That's one of my favorite variations here, to put the blanket between the heels and the hips, just giving you this nice little seat, this nice little cushion and cradle. And then once you find your lightning bolt pose, drop your arms down beside you and really lengthen out through the sides of your neck, and then rest your palms on your lap, or palms face up. So resting the backs of your hands on your lap, palms face up, and drop your eyes closed and tuck your chin to your chest. Lean the weight back a little bit into the heels and allow yourself just to connect to this part of your day. This kind of class is so wonderful for beginners in that we're able to move slowly with a lot of time in a pose and in between a pose. The hard part, if you're a beginner though, is that it is such a slow class. You really get into the mind part of yoga, the quieting of the mind part. And sometimes that's overwhelmingly hard to begin with. So as you quiet in here for these first few moments of class, give yourself these moments to transition from whatever it is you were doing before. And just allow yourself to be here, breathing and creating wellness and space in your life and in your body. Have a few open mouth exhales. Listen to the sound of your breath. Make sure you're not slumping into your shoulders or slouching, still having that chin tucked into the chest. Take a few more breaths here, connecting to the gratitude of this moment. Just noticing the simplicity of your inhale and your exhale, and letting that be enough for you right now. Moving with the breath, as you inhale, very simply lift the face, open through the throat, bring the eyes up even if they're closed, and exhale, chin to chest. Nice and slow, simple and easy. Very full inhale, starting from the belly, lifting up through the face, moving slowly, breathing slowly, eyes can close. Exhale as you bring the chin back down toward the chest, feel that length in the spine, in the neck. 3 more, just pacing yourself, opening up, lifting up. Exhale, chin tucks in. 2 more, can you hear your neck adjust here? Lift your face back to center. Bring your arms away, or your hands away from your lap. Roll into your wrists a few times. Give yourself a little stretch through the fingers. Another way. Let's come off of the ankles for a few breaths. Coming into tabletop position. Blanket can move to the side, or if you're still kneeling on it, that's fine with me. Knees under the hips, hands reach forward of the shoulders, and we'll move into puppy stretch here. Bringing the heart toward the earth, extending the hips up over the knees. Forehead comes down to the earth, or heart comes down. You can turn one cheek or bring the chin in to the earth if that feels better for your spine. And take a few breaths here, really listen to the sound of your breath. And let your world get smaller still. You can bend into those forearms if it's more comfortable, or bend into the elbows and bring forearms to the earth if it's more comfortable. Walk your hands in, find tabletop. Stretch left leg back, then right. Find a plank pose and pedal here into the feet, bending one knee, then the other. Feel a little stretch in your feet and your Achilles tendons. And then bring knees down, stretch it back, child's pose. Soften into the breath here. Slowly come up, tabletop. Let's stretch into our plank pose. Again, shoulders nice and engaged. Pedal into the feet a few times. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, press into the hands. Nice and active in the shoulders. Feel stretch in the arms and the feet. Knees can come down if shoulders are tired today. Take an open mouth exhale, let go of stress. And lift and lower to tiptoes a few times. Knees come down. We'll return to our lightning bolt pose. This time keep your toes tucked under. This can be quite intense. This is a place where you might have foot cramps and leg cramps and you have to come out and come back in. That's okay, it's normal, especially if it's not a place that you come into. Once you get comfortable with it, once you get used to that feeling, you can scooch the knees back a little bit. You can bring that little bit of padding under the knees with a blanket if you'd like. Lifting tall here into this version. Sit the hips down and back under the heels. Palms press in and lift tall from the whole spine. Shoulders relaxed. And chin stays parallel to the earth. And last time we shook our head yes. This time we'll shake left and right. Staying in that central axis with the neck, turning forward and then turning side to side, nice and slow. And let's move with the breath here, inhaling as you come through center. And exhale as you turn and look over the right shoulder, looking as far over the shoulder as you can, even moving the eyes to the right. Even if they're closed, have this feeling that you're stretching everything and looking over the shoulders. The shoulders themselves stay still. As you move here into the neck, thinking of it as twisting into your cervical vertebrae here. And one more each side, slow, easy breath. Come back into a tabletop position. Release the toes down and very gently just knock the feet into the earth. That's my co-teacher Luna there. And she does suggest cat-cow at this point, so let's do that. No, I don't talk to my cats, so she's a cat and we're here in tabletop, so let's do some cat-cow. Knees press in, feet press in, hands press in, creating this nice length in the whole spine, length in the fingers, and length in the legs. As you inhale, belly drops down, heart and hips lift. Exhale, curl and round, tailbone crunches under, forehead presses toward the belly. Inhale, keep going nice and slow, find your rhythm. Exhale, curl and round. Five more. Last two, really concentrate on filling into the belly on the inhale, open mouth, exhale, as you curl and round to your cat stretch, and take one more just like that, inhaling. Open mouth, exhale. And we'll come over to sit in staff pose. Legs go straight out on the mat. You can sit down on your blanket if you'd like. Toes pressing up toward the ceiling, sit bones pressing onto your blanket. If you have one, blanket is not necessary. If you don't worry. Flex down through the knees, give your toes a little wiggle, flip those palms onto your thighs and lift up through the shoulders. Left leg hugs in, toes are still. Flex that left foot down into the earth and lift up tall into the spine. Keep this length in the spine. And we'll fold into the leg. So it's not a very far forward fold. So you lift it tall into the spine, and now I just want you to curl and round over that left leg. You can come down to rest the arms or rest the forehead to the hands. And feel the belly press into the leg. Feel that roundedness of the back of the body. And take slow, easy breaths here, relaxing tension and feeling yourself sink in. And step to walk here. We'll bring your spine back up. Lifting tall. Left leg goes out to the side. Reach up through the right toes and angle your torso toward the right toes. Fingertips come down to the earth. And I'll turn to the side again. I don't want us to fold forward just yet. I just want us to move forward. So belly is pressing toward right toes. Fingertips come to the earth as though you're almost even leaning forward already, but that right leg is active. Sit bones pressing in, spine nice and long. Inhale here. And as you exhale, just 2 inches, walk those hands forward and breathe. You lift up through the toes, flexing down through the knees. Sit a little deeper into those sit bones. Feel the body engaged here. Inhale. And just another inch. Walk the fingers forward. Eyes are down. Lengthen the whole back of the body. Creating steadiness here. Slowly lift up, find a tall spine, legs stay as they are. Left hand to the left knee, right hand comes back behind you. And just lift tall into the heart, lift up into the face and breathe here. Opening into the chest, opening into the mood. Really just allowing this to be a little energy lift, energy boost. the spine, and then we'll twist toward the left leg, right hand to the right knee, lifting tall. And take several slow breaths here, opening through the collarbones, shoulders relaxed, neck long. Come back to center. Left leg comes in, stretches long. Right leg hugs in, and start off right here. Those left toes are coming up. You're lifting nice and tall into the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, just fold yourself over that right leg. You can stay hugging with the hands to the shin or hug the whole leg, curling and folding in, feeling that stretch in the back of the neck. And breathe deeply into the back of your body. Slowly lift up, tall spine. Right knee opens out to the side, lifting tall into the spine, and you're pressing the belly button toward the left toes. Fingertips will come to the earth, lifting up through the heart, reaching down through the shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, just 2 inches, bring the fingers forward. Chest coming toward the ankle, not the knee. Several more slow rounds of breathing, creating that sense of calm in the body, and if it's okay, you can reach the fingers forward another inch, lengthening the heart forward another inch. Back in, lifting tall into the spine, right hand to the right knee, left hand presses back behind the hip, and lift tall here through the heart, through the collarbones, that left hand supporting you. Little bend to the elbow if that feels better, left toes lifting open through the heart. Gentle twist for the spine and this very lifted open space for the heart. Feel your energy soften here. To center, gently lifting back to that long spine. Left hand to the inside of the knee, right arm stretches open now, opening through the heart, twisting through the spine. Just arrange yourself until you find that gentleness that we're looking for in this class, the slow and simple place where you're just opening into the hips, the heart, the shoulders, feeling the energy soften. To center. Untwist the spine. Both knees will come nice and center this time. Feet pressing in, lift tall into the heart. Hands to the shins. Knees wider than hip distance. Give yourself some room here to kind of fold yourself through your legs, if you will, even though we're not going through the legs. Inhale here. And as you exhale, hug yourself forward. You can rest the arms to the shins, the forehead to the hands. If it's okay, you can hug in even more. Maybe even wrap your arms around your legs. Concentrate on your breath here at the back of the body. Really expand into the shoulder blades, into the kidneys, into the spine. Just allow the body to feel this calm. Feel this softness. Once the body can feel it, it can relay that to the brain, and the brain can calm as well. Listen to your breath. Feel the exhales releasing your stress, releasing your anxiety, releasing all of that negativity. Just let it go. And start to lift back up. Feet stay where they are, hands come back behind you, fingers reach away from the hips. Press into the hands, lift up into the heart. And then drop your knees over to the right. Turn and look over the left shoulder. Breathe deeply, opening up into the heart space. Come back through center with the knees. Flip the hands over so the fingers are pressing toward the hips now. And knees left, heart right. Open up, look up. Come back through center, feet come down. Lift up into the spine again and roll the wrists out. Give yourself a little stretch. Sitting on your blanket still, if you have that. Soles of the feet come together and we'll find bound angle pose. The closer you can pull the heels to the groin, the deeper you'll feel this stretch. Sometimes that's not what you need though. You can move the heels out as far away as you'd like. Soles of the feet touching, hands somewhere on the legs, on the knees, on the shins. If the feet are close enough, you can hold on to the ankles or even underneath the toes. And breathe slowly here. Drop your eyes closed, relax the knees toward the earth. And move gently here, side to side. Just trying to give your hips another chance to open. If your knees are lower than your hips, feel free to walk forward into a forward fold. If your knees are somewhere up here because your hips are tight, it might not feel so good to walk forward in this position. Just hold here and encourage those knees down. Try to find a little bit of openness into those hips. If it is okay though, you'll walk forward, hands can reach. Relax into the neck, relax into the jaw, and take several slow breaths here. Feeling the places where your body is touching the earth and letting those places anchor in. Just creating a sense of calm in the body in a physical way so that our body can send signals to our brain to follow suit. And slowly walk your hands in. Bring the knees together, slide the feet out for staff pose. Toes reaching up, knees pressing down, sit bones pressing down, lift tall here. Flip your arms out to the sides, roll the palms up, inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale from the hips, fold forward, reaching for the toes. Hands can come down to the earth, to the shins, to the feet. Find your way into your forward fold. We'll take about 10 breaths here. You can have a bend in your knees if you'd like. Keep this nice and quiet for the body. Listen to your breath. The earth to the shins, to the ground. Little micro bend to that right leg might feel nice if you're really tight in the hips or hamstrings. And just soften here, using your exhales to relax those muscles in a very feel yourself soften each breath. hands back in. Left leg comes in and stretches out. Right leg bends and opens out. Once you find that position, you press into the sit bones, reaching the belly button toward those left toes. Arms reach up, inhale. And as you exhale, start to guide yourself forward, nose toward the toes, hands to the earth or to the foot. Inhaling length and exhaling softness, just seeing what you can open up today. And if thoughts are hectic and running away, come back to the breath, noticing how long it takes you to inhale, how long it takes you to exhale. When you can control your breath, you control your life. 2 more rounds. And lock the hands back in. Bring the right knee in. Bring the left knee in, and we'll come down to lay on our backs. Blanket out of your way, but staying handy. Laying down onto your back, knees stay bent, soles of the feet to the earth. Flip your palms over as you come into this position. Lowered bridge, we'll call it. Feet pressing into the earth. Knees in line with the ankles. Knees in line with the hips. And move your arms out away from midline just a little bit. The palms are still pressing down, elbows a little bit bent, feet pressing in. And just into the sacrum, just rock yourself side to side here. You're staying on the earth, but you're creating this little massage into the sacrum. You can go side to side. You can roll front and back. You can move in a figure 8 position, feeling the small of the back press in and then lift up. Just creating this little sense of movement here in the hips, in the sacrum, as you just very mindfully move here. This kind of nourishing movement can help to put the back into place. Small of the back stays pressing in, creates stillness now into the hips. And one knee, then the other, both knees hug in toward the belly. Tailbone presses down toward the earth. And a few times here, lift and lower the tailbone, hugging the knees a little deeper into the chest. If you can't reach the shins, you can hold on to the thighs, just letting the heels press up toward the ceiling. Create that little stretch there, lifting the tailbone up and then lowering it down. The right leg will stay hugging in. Wrap the hands around the right shin or the right thigh. Left leg goes straight out onto the earth for wind release pose. Slow and steady breathing here, and roll into the right ankle a few times. Create a sense of mobility and stretch in that ankle joint. Going mindfully one way, and then the other. still hugging right leg into the belly. And then find stillness in the foot and ankle. 5 more breaths here, soften in. Down to the earth, right leg stays hugging in, stretch your arms out to a T shape and roll into the right hip a few times, just going out. Knee can stay bent or straighten just a little as you explore your range of motion here in the right hip, noticing any roughness or sounds that you hear as you move here. And then other way. Arms pressing into the earth to create a sense of stillness in the body. Turning to center, right knee hugs in, left knee bends, sole of the feet to the earth. And we'll come into our pigeon stretch. Right ankle comes to the left thigh, arranging your spine nice and long here from the shoulders down. You can stay right here for pigeon stretch. This is a very nice way to open the hips. If it's okay for you, you'll hug right leg in using the hands on the foot and the knee, or using that left knee to help you hug in. Tailbone pressing to the earth, shoulders pressing to the earth. Breathe slowly. Release the left foot back down to the earth. Unwind the right leg. Hands to your sides, palms pressing down. Step them just a little bit midline and come back to where we started, just rolling the hips gently side to side. They stay on the earth. You can roll in circles or figure eights, just exploring how the back of your body is feeling today. The SI joint is a big trigger or a big problem for a lot of people, and this kind of movement can really help it to ease back into place. And then one knee at a time, hug knees into the chest, reaching up and holding on to the shins or maybe the thighs. And lift and lower the tailbone, just finding that movement in the hips and lumbar spine as well. Slow exhales. Stillness into the back of the body, right leg goes stretching long here, finding first our wind release pose, hugging the left leg into the belly, open belly breathing. You're really opening up into the belly as you inhale. The exhales, you're relaxing down and start to move into that left ankle, just going slowly in one direction, noticing your range of motion, and noticing any roughness you might feel. And move the other way. Flex and point into that foot, wiggling the toes. And then stillness in the foot, just relax here for another breath or two, creating that sense of calm in the back and the shoulders. Releasing the arms down to the earth, palms press in again. And start to go into outward circles with that left hip. The arms pressing in to create that sense of stillness. And go the other way. Noticing what you're learning about your left hip tonight. And then hug the left knee in again. Right knee bends, sole of the foot to the earth. And we'll find our pigeon stretch. Left ankle crosses at the right thigh. Shoulders relax into the earth. You can stay here. Hug the leg in with the arms, or use that right leg to help the left leg hug in. The exhales relaxing you into the earth, relaxing you into that left outer hip. In this moment, I really urge you to find some gratitude for this time that you carved out for yourself. I always end class with the words, thank you for taking the time to take care of yourself. And I think now more than ever, it's more important. We have to find calm in this chaos, and it is a heroic act to be able to quiet into the mind for 75 minutes on a Wednesday evening. So have gratitude here in your heart for the space that you created. Take another breath. And right foot comes to the earth. Left leg unwinds and joins it. Arms out to a T-shaped, palms facing up this time. And just roll yourself gently side to side into a hip twist. Go here several times, side to side. Feeling the feet pressing in. Relaxing the breath. Back to center. Left leg stretches out long onto the earth. Arms come to rest at your sides. That right leg, just cross the right ankle over the left thigh and press into the foot. Stay here with the legs. Reach the arms up overhead. Create a stretch in the sides of the ribs into the arms. And then bring the hands down, interlace the hands behind the head. from here, hips stay where they are. Lift up into the torso, lift up into the head, and move yourself a few inches to the left. Lay yourself back down, and what you've hopefully created here is this really open stretch for the right side of the body, from the hip to the shoulder, and from the shoulder to the elbow, the hands resting, or the head resting on the hands, that right leg, right foot pressing into the earth. Breathe space into your ribs. Lift up through center, bringing the torso back to center. Reach your arms down. Bring the right leg in. And we'll find a long body twist here. Right leg starts to move over to the left side of the body. Right hip comes off of the earth, but both shoulders stay pressing in. Reach the right arm away from you, turn and look over the right shoulder. And take slow, easy breaths here, finding space once more in the right side ribs. And in that right hip. Back to center with the face. Come back to center with the legs. And return to lower bridge position. Just shimmy around with those hips a little. And then the back of the body returns to the earth. Right leg stretches long. Left ankle crosses at the right knee, creating a connection with the sole of the foot to the earth. If this is enough of a stretch for you in that left outer hip and left IT band, stay here. Otherwise, first reach the arms up long, stretch, stretch, stretch into the ribs, stretch into the shoulders. Then interlace your fingers behind your head, creating a little pillow. Lift up into the head, the shoulders and torso. Move the shoulders over to the right now, creating the stretch in the left side ribs. And breathe here, noticing the places where your body is pressing into the earth. Opening into the side of the body and the side of the vertebrae itself. Just travel inward and notice what your spine is doing here. You're opening space, creating that nourishment for the discs. Gently lifting up, bring yourself back to center with the torso, with the neck. Unwind that left leg, reach down and hug the left leg into the belly. Feel the hips return to neutral. And then let's twist them again. Left leg comes over to the right side of the body. Left hip comes off of the ground, but both shoulders stay on. Arms stretch out, turn and look over the left shoulder. And breathe here, finding nourishment into the spine, into the belly organs, and into the shoulders. Face comes center, legs come center, unwinding, stretch the arms down. And then hug knees into your chest, rolling around here gently side to side. Feel the small of your back really pressing into the earth. Moving into happy baby pose, stretch the heels up toward the sky. You can hold on to the thighs, hugging thighs into the chest, into the belly as the tailbone presses down, or reach on up, holding onto shins or ankles, or if arms are long enough today, you'll reach up and find the outside edges of your feet. Tailbone pressing down toward the earth. Relax your face and jaw as you feel the back of the head pressing into the mat. Take a few open mouth exhales here. This pose so quieting yet so open and powerful. It's a great place to find release. 2 more slow open mouth exhales. Relax the feet down to the earth. And roll the knees here gently side to side, creating release in the spine and the hips. Bring stillness into the legs. And take one more breath right here. We're going to move over to our wall space that we carved out for us. If you are newer with me, this is really a student favorite. Legs up the wall. Such a great place to reverse gravity and create a sense of calm in the body. I'm just going to slide my mat here along the wall. You'll do the same. If you don't have that wall space, legs up the couch, legs up the bed, legs up the chair, any of that works. You just want to create somewhere where you can reverse gravity for a while. Blanket handy if you'd like it. Sometimes it feels nice to be there under the hips. Crawling up toward your wall. The easiest way to get into legs up the wall, in my opinion, is to sit right next to the wall, bringing one hip as close as possible, and then you just do this little sit and spin where you bring the legs up and the spine down. And then you roll around here gently until you find the space. The closer the hips are to the wall, the more intense it is for the legs and for the spine. The further away the hips are from the wall, the gentler it is. You can even have a little bend here. If you notice you are feeling a little lumbar spine tightness, that's where the blanket can come in handy, where you just Make it a nice little thick roll and slide it under the hips for that support. Feet pressing up. Let yourself relax here. Your spine nice and long, shoulder blades connected under. Lift your palm, or let your palms lift up toward the ceiling as the arms rest at your sides. And notice your breathing here. This pose is such a wonderful place for us as humans because it's just different. Our body likes to be surprised. It likes to come out of its pattern and get a little bit of a wake-up call. And that's what this is. We're reversing gravity and allowing that blood flow to leave the tired feet and tired ankles, tired calves, everything pooling there into the hips. Create this sense of quiet and calm with the breath, feeling yourself anchor in. And as you relax here in this pose, return your awareness now to your breath. Really expand into the belly. Feel the belly button lift away from the spine. Pull that fullness up into your ribs. Pull that fullness up into your heart, up into your shoulders. Exhale slowly and smoothly. Feel yourself sink into the earth a little heavier. Repeat that process, inhaling, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the throat. Exhale and feel yourself sink into the earth, the spine relaxing, the shoulders relaxing. Fill the belly, fill the lungs, and let it go. Just for a moment, reach your arms up as though it's arms up the wall as well. Roll into the wrists, stretch into the fingers. Wiggle the fingers. And then one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Return to your breath. Knees will start to bend. Bring the soles of your feet to, or the sides of your feet to the earth, coming into a bound angle pose up the wall. You can walk the feet further down if that feels nice to you. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, and just feel those hips relax. Keep the right foot on the wall, stretch the left leg up, roll into the ankle a few times. Other way. And then bend and straighten into the left knee. So nourishing for the joints to get a little bit of movement like this without any weight on them. Left leg stretches on the wall, pressing the sole of the foot in, and then right leg stretches long, roll into the ankle. Soft exhales and roll the other way. And then bend and straighten into the right knee a few times. If legs up the wall is your very favorite place in the whole wide world and you want to stay here for Savasana, please feel free to do so. If you would like, though, I invite you to scooch back from the wall and just lay down onto your mat, creating length in the arms and legs. We're going to take a longer Shavasana here tonight so that we can just really be guided into the body. One of the ways to really relax into the body is to notice what's going on with it. So we're going to create a little bit of tension systematically in the body and then let it go, setting ourselves up for a lovely rest and Shavasana. If you are near your bed and want to just climb in and take the Shavasana there and drift off to sleep, I highly recommend it, even though it's only 8 o'clock in the evening. Why not? So relax into the whole body and bring your awareness down to your feet. The rest of the body is still and you feel as though you're very comfortable. But I want you to really clench into the toes and flex out through the heels, creating tension in the feet. Clenching the toes and flexing out through the heels. Just hold that tension there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Point the right toes away, really creates tension in the right leg. If you feel any tension, too much tension, you can relax into that if you get a calf stretch at all or calf cramp at all. But point the toes away. Point them away, really create this tension in the front of the leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Left toes point away. Creating that tension, creating that length into the front of the foot, creating just a little bit of oomph in the bottom of that leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Both calves are going to press into the earth, both knees press into the earth as you create tension in the length of both legs, flexing out through the heels. Really find oomph here. You're creating an experience for the body where you're tensing up, you're finding all of this anxiety almost in a physical way, holding on to it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Collapse the body back down to the earth, even though you weren't really moving at all. You were creating all of this activity. And let that go. Squeezing into the glutes here, both glutes. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Holding on to that tension, such a big muscle group to use into the hips, the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, everything's strong here. Breath stays slow and easy. You're not holding the breath at all as you create tension into the back of the body. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hips, squeeze the thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and melt. Both hands stretch out, stretching out through the fingers, stretching out through each individual finger, stretching out through the palms, creating tension just by trying to reach the fingers away from each other. Feel that sense of openness, feel that sense of activity. The breath is still slow. Hold on to that tension, create even more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Collapse those hands down to the earth. And from both hands, we'll come into both arms, including the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders together, squeeze the triceps, squeeze the biceps, press the wrists into the earth, create this sense of action in the body, even though you're not even moving, the whole body just alive with this. Hold on to this tension, shoulders squeeze in, arms are long, everything active. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Creating tension in the face, our final little move here before we melt into Savasana. I want you to open your mouth as wide as you can. Really stretch into the hinge joint of your jaw. Feel that stretch in both sides. Open your mouth as wide as you can and hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth. Squeeze your eyes shut. Really squeeze them shut nice and tight. And with a sigh, relax everything in your face. Relax everything in the body. Feel the sense of absolute calm after all of that still activity. And soften here into this sense of gratitude and stillness. Allow yourself to heal. Start to deepen your breath. Just coming back to this space that you created for yourself. And start to wiggle fingers and toes, creating movement in the body again. Start to move into the legs and arms as well, bending knees. If you chose to stay in the legs of the wall, just hug knees to your chest. And then as you're ready, turn to your right side. We'll stay here for a breath or two. Feel the weight shift. Then as you're ready, come up, find a nice lifted spine, cross-legged position, feet flexing out and hands pressing to your heart in a gesture of gratitude. And tonight's gratitude that I'm feeling is for this lovely technology that still keeps us connected in this very interesting time that we're living in. Gratitude that you can come to this space anytime you need to. Let's end class with a cough and the sound of 3 ohms, just raising vibrations and adding the love in our voice, adding that out into the universe. Nice, slow, deep inhale. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Very happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'd say drive safely home, but I guess we're all already there. Looking forward to seeing you all in person soon, and let me come on over here. Very happy Wednesday to you. See you soon. Bye.